Hey everyone, it's Phoebe. I really hope that you're all keeping safe and well. I thought I would just upload a video today about Jodi Arias. For those of you who may have followed her trial, I know I followed it way back in 2013. So this is Jodi Arias pre-trial, pre-arrest, pre-trial and pre-conviction. This is her mugshot when she smiled for the camera. And when she was questioned about that, she said, "Oh, I thought about what Travis would do." Travis is the guy that she killed. "I thought about what Travis might do in this situation, and I thought to myself, Travis would smile. So I decided to smile for the camera." And ultimately, this is her final mugshot when she got convicted and was sent to prison for life without parole down in Arizona. So Travis Alexander was Jodi Arias' ex-boyfriend. They dated for a while, and ultimately Jodi murdered him in the most savage, horrendous way. She stabbed him, I think it was 26 times. She slit his throat and she shot him in the head just above the eye. Then she dragged his body into the shower where she left him completely naked, and off she went and didn't say a word to anybody. Now Travis was a professional guy and he was very good at his job. He excelled at his job. He was like a motivational speaker and he sold for a company called PPI. Anyway, so Travis was due to go away on a holiday that he'd won at work, and he was due to take a friend with him. And the girl that he was taking hadn't heard from him for a while because she expected him to contact her to make some arrangements for their holiday. They were going to Cancun. Because she didn't hear from him, she went round to his house to sort of make sure and see if he was okay, because she hadn't heard from him for sort of 4 or 5 days. She couldn't get into his house. He had a lovely home in Arizona, and he rented some of his rooms out to like housemates. So she managed to get one of the housemates, who went into Travis's part of the house. Luckily he had a key, and he found Travis tragically murdered and slumped naked in the shower. It was just horrific. There was blood everywhere. It was just awful. I'm sorry if this is a bit too graphic. So anyway, they called the police.
A friend of ours is dead in his bedroom. We hadn't heard from him for a while. We think he's dead. His roommate just went in there and said there's lots of blood. I didn't go in, but I can give you the phone to someone who went in there. Yes, please, can you?
Hello.
Hi, so what's going on?
He's dead. He's in his bedroom.
Okay.
In the shower.
Okay. How did this happen? Do you have any idea?
No, we have no idea. Everyone's been wondering about him for a few days.
She said that there is blood. So is it coming from his head? Did he cut his wrist?
It's all over the place.
Is there any weapons around?
I don't know. Not that I saw.
How many people are in the house?
How many are in the house right now? Just the 5 of us? 5 of us.
Okay, I need all of you outside.
Okay.
Hold on just a moment. Okay, you're a good friend of Travis's, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has he been depressed at all? Thinking about committing suicide, anything like that?
I don't think he's been thinking of committing suicide. He's been really depressed because he broke up with this girl, and he was all upset about that. But I don't think he would actually kill himself over that.
Has he been threatened by anyone recently?
Yes, he has. Okay. He has an ex-girlfriend that's been bothering him and following him and slashing tires and things like that.
And do you know the ex-girlfriend's name?
Do you remember it? Yeah. What's his ex-girlfriend's name? Ask Taylor.
And do you know if he's ever reported it to the police?
Her name is Jodi. I don't know if he's ever reported. Hold on. Zach, ask her if she's ever reported Jodi to the police, like if Travis did. No, he hasn't reported anything about Jodi's behavior.
Okay, and you guys left? The roommate, when was the last time he saw Travis? Was it 3 days ago?
Zach, you guys, when was the last time you guys saw Zach? Travis, they want to know about the roommate.
Last time I saw him was, last Thursday or Friday?
The last time I remember seeing him was last Thursday. When was that Thursday? Mimi saw him last Tuesday, or last Monday. She talked to him last Monday.
Okay. And everyone is out of the house? There's no one else in the house?
No, no one's in the house.
Okay. I don't know, because none of us know what's going on. And what is your name?
My name is Michelle. I need to ask a friend something. Here, I'm giving the phone to Mimi.
Okay.
Here.
Hi. Hi.
She's
Been in business partner. Okay. And this is, okay, the tub is in his bedroom? Yeah, and I guess, I didn't go in, but from what I heard, his roommate went in, there's blood in his bedroom, behind the door, and then he said it's all over, and then they went in the bathroom and he's in his shower. Okay. So, and his bedroom is where in the house? It's upstairs. And if you go up the stairs, it's on the left. It's the first door on your left. It's the only door on your left. Okay. And it's just a big master suite bedroom up there. And she's talking to his friend right now. There's a girl that's been stalking him, and he's trying to. You might know some information. I hope my phone doesn't die. I'm on like one bar of battery. Okay. Well, I'm just going to keep you on the phone until officers arrive, either officers or paramedics arrive, okay? Okay, I think I can hear the siren now.
Ultimately, it didn't take the police very long to track Jodi down. She lived up in California, which is like 1,000 miles away. So they went up to visit her. The police went up to visit her. Initially, she denied even being at Travis's house on the 4th of June 2007. Then, eventually, she changed her story and she said she was there because she realised that police knew, and they had evidence. They had like some DNA and a palm print on one of her palm prints on the wall in blood. So she changed her story and she said that she was there, but 2 people that ultimately were described as ninjas came into Travis's house and they killed him, but amazingly they let her go. They made her promise that she doesn't tell anybody because they know where she lives, and apparently they threatened to hurt her family if she told anybody. So incredibly, they let her go. They left a witness, you know. So she ran away and off she drove. So that was her second story. Ultimately, when she was then arrested, sorry, I keep saying ultimately all the time, don't I? So she was eventually arrested and extradited from California down to Arizona, where she stood trial in 2013. So it took 5 years for her case to get to court. It was a death penalty case, and she then changed her story again at the last minute, and she did admit to killing Travis, and she said it was in self-defense, and then she drug his name through the mud and accused him of all sorts of horrible, nasty things which just were not true. And his poor family, who were in court every single day, they had to sit and listen to her making these accusations about the, you know, Travis, their brother, as his parents were, had passed away a long time ago. He was raised by his grandma, So yeah, all these things were so totally untrue, and yeah, I really feel sorry for his poor family having to sit there and listen to that. So anyway, she was convicted. She didn't get the death penalty because there was one holdout juror. So she was sentenced to life without parole, and she has very recently put in an appeal. This is mainly the reason why I did the video today, and her appeal was denied. The prosecutor in the case is Juan Martinez, who in my opinion was brilliant. Very, very good to watch, very interesting to watch. He's known as a pit bull, apparently. So yeah, she made an appeal based on prosecutorial misconduct, but the appeal was denied yesterday on Tuesday. So, which, you know, I think there was never any question that she would ever get out. But in the appeal they said that she was actually convicted on evidence. They did acknowledge that the prosecutor, you know, may have handled himself incorrectly. But I'm just going to show you a few clips to show you what Juan Martinez is like. As well as lying to the police about her involvement, Jodi also claimed she has got no recollection of the actual murder itself. She can remember the events up to the murder and certain parts of what happened, but she said then that she went into a fog and she's got no memory of it until she was driving, you know, driving on the highway where she got rid of some evidence, her bloody clothes and things like that. It's quite a complicated story that you know, of the whole situation. Very, very interesting. I've actually got some playlists of her interrogation on my channel. If you go to the main homepage, if you look at the playlists, I've picked out some of the really, really good court scenes, and her whole interrogation is there if anybody's interested. You can pretty much catch up with the whole situation if you listen and watch her interrogation tapes. So this part is where Juan Martinez is cross-examining her and asking her about the knife that she used when she murdered Travis Alexander.
And so as you shot Mr. Alexander, you by necessity then have to go look for the knife, don't you?
I don't know the answer to that.
Well, you didn't have the knife in your hand when you shot him. Did you?
The state.
Did you have the knife in your hand when you shot him?
It's the same question.
Overruled. No, I did not.
So, that means that if you didn't have the knife in your hand, you needed to go get it from somewhere, right?
I guess. I don't know.
No. There's no guessing here now. If you didn't have it in your hand and you just shot him and you rolled away, right?
Objection, argument.
State.
You got out. You were able to get away, right? That's what you told us, right?
That's right.
You needed to go get that knife at that point, correct?
No, it's possible Travis grabbed the knife first.
Okay. But you told us that the knife wasn't there. Do you remember telling us that just now?
This characterizes your testimony.
Overruled. No, I remember testifying that it wasn't in my hand when the gun went off.
Oh, so as Mr. Alexander's coming towards you, he now has the knife in his hand. That's what you're telling us.
No, I didn't say that either.
Okay. So as Mr. Alexander is getting blasted and going down, he's got the knife in his hand, right?
Objection, argumentative.
Overruled. That was all in the same moment when he was lunging at me.
Doesn't have the knife in his hand, does he?
Not in that particular moment, no.
Ma'am, I'm asking you, at that particular time, he didn't have the knife in his hand, right?
I just said no.
And he goes down, sort of next to you, right?
Yes, we both go tumbling.
Sure, you both go down. You never told us that he had any knife there, did you?
No, I wasn't asked.
Oh, I see. So what you're saying is, now he has the knife with him, right? Now that's what you're saying, he's got the knife.
I didn't say that either.
Well, which one is it, ma'am? Does he have the knife or he doesn't have the knife? You were there. This is before.
Argumentative, asked and answered about 3 times now.
Sustained.
This next clip just demonstrates how they both really kind of antagonise each other.
Other than you, who would be sure about your statement?
God?
Well, God's not here. We can't subpoena him, right?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Are you sure that we can't? Because it seems like you're leaving the door open for that.
Objection, relevance, Your Honor.
Now you can see why he's got the nickname of being a pit bull. I think he's just amazing to watch though. So this next clip is where Jodi, while she was in prison, she tried to take her own life by slitting her wrists, but it stung her so much, she just did a little nick, that she decided that she couldn't do it. She couldn't cut her wrists because it stung and hurt so much, so she gave up.
You said, nah, this is not the way for me to go, right?
I didn't say that.
You said it stung and that's why you stopped. Isn't that what your direct testimony was?
That night, yes.
Right. And that's the night that I'm talking to you about, right?
Yes.
I'm not talking to you about any other night, am I?
It sounded like you were.
No. Just to be clear, I'm not talking about any other night, am I? Do you understand that?
Okay, I understand that.
And you nicked yourself and it hurt, right?
Yes.
And I think the word that you used, stung, right?
Yes.
To use your standard, ma'am, of how you stopped because it stung. Can you imagine how much it must have hurt Mr. Alexander when you stuck that knife right into his chest? That really must have hurt, right?
Argumentative.
Sustained.
Jodi can be very argumentative in a quiet kind of way on the stand. She was on the stand for something like 18 days. It's very unusual for the defendant to take the witness stand in the first place, isn't it? And when she got up there, she just didn't stop. And yes, it was like 3 weeks of her testifying. So this next clip is relating to Jodi when she was being interrogated, and the fact that whether she was there to actually help the police, as she said she was, or whether she actually lied, which of course is exactly what she did.
Yes or no? Were you there to help him?
I don't know.
Were you there to tell the truth?
No.
That wasn't the truth, was it? That you were there to help him, was it?
No, that was not the truth.
And in fact, you were there for a different purpose. You were there so that he wouldn't get the truth, right?
No, I was there against my will.
You were there against your will. You didn't have to talk to him, did you?
In hindsight, I
Ma'am,
realized I
yes or
didn't
no?
have to.
Did you have to talk to him? I'm not asking you about hindsight. Isn't it true that you could have chosen not to talk to him, right?
I could have, I think.
And well, you keep saying I think.
At the time, I didn't know
Ma'am,
that.
I'm asking you. You keep saying I think. Isn't it true that you had an opportunity to stop talking to him, but you chose to talk to him? Yes or no?
That's true.
This next clip again is referring to her memory, and again she does get quite argumentative.
Do you have problems with your memory about any events? It seems like you keep telling me that you have problems with your memory. Do you have problems with your memory?
Occasionally.
You didn't seem to have any problems on direct examination when you were talking to us about all the sexual exploits with Mr. Alexander, did you?
I did have problems.
You regaled us for days on end about his exploits, didn't you?
I wouldn't say regaled.
Okay, you told us about it for days on end, didn't you?
I just answered the questions
Yes
I was
or no?
asked.
You told us. When the question was posed, you told us, didn't you?
To the best of my recollection.
Is anybody saying that you didn't do it to the best of your recollection?
You're implying that?
Ma'am, isn't it true that what the prosecutor's implying is that you knew too much during the direct examination?
They both really wind each other up, don't they? I find it quite fascinating to watch. Anyway, this is just a little clip to show you Juan the pit bull.
If you hadn't killed anybody before, and you didn't know if he was dead, then why did you just leave him to die?
Objection.
Overruled.
I don't think I did that.
Well, sure, you just told us that you'd never killed anybody before and you didn't know. So what you're telling us is that you left them to die, didn't you?
I don't believe that.
Okay, so then you did know he was dead. Can't have it both ways. Which one is it?
I really like the way he's just so direct. He's not going to let her wriggle out of anything, is he? I wish there were more prosecutors that were as direct, like little pit bulls. Anyway, sorry, I'm not laughing because it's funny at all, because it isn't. It's a murder trial. But I think Juan Martinez is a little pit bull. So in this next clip, we're going back to the knife. The knife saga still hasn't finished. Here we go.
And if that's the case, that you don't remember where the knife was, after the shooting, as you're standing there, and the fog or your memory comes in, or the memory starts to create a problem when you're doing that, the fog doesn't help you remember things, does it? It's not a good thing for your memory, is it?
Well, the way you described it isn't accurate.
Well, I'm asking you whether or not this fog that you described for us, whether or not this fog enhances your ability or improves your ability to remember. Yes or no?
I don't understand how memory works in the brain. I just know.
No, I'm not asking you to talk to me about the physiology of the brain. I'm asking about you. And I'm asking you to tell me whether or not this fog that you've been telling us about increases your ability to remember, even though you're going into this fog.
I would not say that it increases, but I don't know. I don't remember.
Jodi Arias and her famous memory loss, aka her fog. Anyway, that's a very, very brief, short summary of what happened to poor Travis. I hope you've enjoyed listening to this. I'm just uploading things like this to, you know, if you're on lockdown, then it's something for you guys to listen to, really. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I will just show you one. I'm going to repeat one clip because I just think it's unusual, maybe is a word I could use.
Other than you, who would be sure about your statement?
God?
Well, God's not here. We can't subpoena him, right?
I don't think so.
And of course, her appeal was denied on Tuesday, yesterday. That was the latest update in the case of Jodi Arias. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Take very, very good care. Follow all the instructions that you're given by, you know, reliable, credible sources. Wink, wink. And I shall speak to you again very, very soon. I love you lots. Bye bye.